Season 7, episode 4 of The Shy was a 10 out of 10. This is Moreofterra. Be sure to subscribe. This was a Mother's Day special episode, and I really love that they just started the episode out with all the men buying flowers, some of them cheap as hell. They got a lot of baby mamas, which is Emmett and his father, but we got a little bit more insight on Nook. Nook mother is dead. We saw him at the gravesite, and honestly, I cried. I was like, oh no. I did like what Shy did for Alicia. He was very specific for the flowers he wanted to get for her. But a lot unpacked it in this episode. First off, I don't know what it is, but Emmett is pissing me off this season. Okay, he basically said he don't want to marry Keisha because he already been married, been there, done that, and him and Keisha are practically married. It's just like he got it. He got it, but he don't got it at the same time. Like it's not clicking. And then he's so naive. That's one thing I would like to say. He was like, what I gotta worry for Duda dead. I'm glad they say, boy, you still live in the shop. Boy, this is America. Like Emmett is just so naive when it comes to things, and he just big headed, if I can say big headed, because one thing I always say, where is Emmett of the kids and his baby mamas? One of his baby mamas is leaving. She's going to Pittsburgh, I believe she said, for better opportunities to be with her mom and stuff more. And Emmett just like, you can't do that. You can't take my kid away from me. And I was on her side. I was fully on her side because not even to do too much, but if the baby daddy ain't helping and the baby daddy ain't doing stuff, but he over there living his happily life and taking care of other people's kids and stuff, well, you're not making no sense. And she said it. She was like, you didn't marry me, which is true. And he didn't understand why everybody was agreeing with her when she kept saying that, because literally what she said, you're out here living your life. I have a life too. She also killed Emmett when she said, you don't come around anywhere. Oh, she didn't say that, but that's basically what she was saying. Like, she even told Emmett, like, you will still have summers with your son. You don't be around anyway. So it really doesn't matter. I was on her side. I ain't even gonna lie. I was on her side. Since we talk about Emmett and his father had to teach his brother how to play spades. I ain't gonna lie. One thing I love about the Shy, they black. They black. Because what Darren he said, why would you ask me a disrespectful question like that when his son asked him how to play spades? Like, black people, I love us. But to Emmett's brother though, we all been having this thing this season, like, is he gay because his nails was painted? And everybody was having these things like, oh, he was looking at Bakari. It never hit me that the person that he came onto the show with, they was doing it in the butt. I must say, I wouldn't have expected. I just thought the person took the bid from him for him and just moved on about it. No, they have had probably one experience before, and it just never happened again. But we're gonna move along from Emmett, and it's something kinda important we have to talk about here. Remember Christian, and we always like, yo, whatever happened to Keisha's old boyfriend? This episode told what happened. Now let me tell you. Bakari be with the professor and they're just having a conversation, and the professor's like, oh, I had a son. My son, he's dead now and everything. And Bakari asked him, like, who is your son? So I was like, who the hell is his son? I'm like, it's not Nook. We know it's not Nook. So who is his son? I'm like, is it Zay? I'm like, no, it can't be Zay. But then Alicia had a Mother's Day dinner brunch for all the mothers that's grieving. First off, we seen it in the trailer. She wanted to have this to basically for all of them to get revenge on the killers. You could be looking at killer right in their face and you don't even know it. Alicia, Nook killed Rob, and you took his word that Zay did it, but okay. But when Alicia was having this dinner, the friend that she's always with now that's dating the professor, Christian is their son. Once she said, my son committed suicide and stuff, let's pause here. That is never an experience any parent shall go through. First off, death in general for parents, that's nothing that you never heard this saying, like, my kids are supposed to bury me, I'm not supposed to bury them. Like, I don't want to know. Anyways, moving on because I'm gonna get sensitive. But Christian is their son, and what makes it even more better for me, well, better for the show, I'm gonna say, Keisha didn't even know that the boy committed suicide. Like, I was so shocked when all of the grieving mothers got to Emmett in them house for the other Mother's Day event because it was just too sad over there at Alicia's house. It was too sad, and I was glad that Shaw said something. But Keisha saw her. She saw Keisha, but Keisha didn't know who she was, and she told Keisha he committed suicide and he really liked you a lot. So now I'm thinking this boy done killed himself because Keisha didn't want him no more because Keisha thought he was a weirdo and blah blah blah. She should have stayed with Christian instead of getting back with Emmett. That's just my opinion. My opinion. And dang, this show kind of revolve around Emmett because Emmett other baby mama, Tiffany. Now, Tiffany mother didn't like the way how Tiffany reacted to her son spilling her cup or so. And honestly, it was just the hormones, I truly believe. I don't think it was nothing else. I don't think it was like EJ. We can tell that EJ has he's on the spectrum for something. We know that because based on Keisha help him out and stuff. So I don't think Tiff has fully grasped that something is wrong with EJ. And one thing I learned about being around myself, you can't really just yell at your kid. You can't. Whether your child is on the spectrum or your child is not. Your child could be 3, your child could be 7, your child could be 16. Like, don't because you just make them uncomfortable. And I learned that as a mother myself, like uncomfortability starts at home. Like, but you know what? We're gonna move along for that because oh my god, Nook and Tiffany. Ew. I did like that Nook opened up to Tiffany that his mother is dead and he went to the graveside earlier, but his father killed his mother. We need to dig more into Nook's story. I swear, the Shaw writers, producers, all y'all. Can we get if the Shaw ever goes off, I would love a spin-off about Nook. Or I would love a spin-off about Bakari. Y'all know if you've been here, y'all know I love me some Bakari now. But later on in the episode, he took Tiffany home. And when he took Tiffany home, he tried to kiss her. Tiffany said something I was not expecting her to say. It wasn't the fact that she hasn't grieved yet from Ra. It's the fact that she said she think Alicia killed the wrong person. It's like, oh my god, girl, you all right? And she said she just feel it like he wasn't the one who did it. I'm like, yo, when this bomb, what? I'm claiming it now, y'all. I'm claiming it now. It's not gonna come out until the season finale that Nook was the one who killed Rob, and it's gonna piss me off because Papa old girlfriend slash Zay old girlfriend, she already left already, so she not gonna open her mouth about nothing. So the only other person that can open their mouth is literally Bakari. But you know what? Unless Emmett found out some way somehow. But I really love that Tiffany stood her ground because I want Tiffany with Trig if we being honest. But speaking of Trig, speaking of Trig, as we know, Reg came back last episode. He needs to hurry up and go. Somebody need to put him in the grave this time, okay? So, the brothers are bonding on Mother's Day because, they don't really have no family but themselves. Jake was so used to Reg, but Jake has a better relationship with Trig. Trig just wants him to be better. Y'all, why did Reg invite their mother? I totally forgot that their mother was an addict because it's been so. Jake has lived with Reg, Duda, and Trig. Like Jake has lived with other people. Like we've never really seen his mother. We know him from living with men and stuff like that. It's so crazy. He lived with all these men and he still can't fight. That is ridiculous. But I will say that was messed up. A lot of people say that the scene was like, bad acting. But at the same time, I'm on Trig's side. You left us. You left me to raise them. First off, I cannot remember why Trig left in the first place. I really cannot remember, and I have to go back and rewatch. But I think Reg was completely wrong for that. Like, oh, forgiveness. But I don't trust Reg. I really don't trust Reg this season. So, what was the real meaning? Did the mother know that Reg wasn't dead this whole time? Because if she's on the show for the rest of this season, Trick is going to lose his mind because if you know that Reg was alive, that means you've been quote unquote clean for a little minute. And even though he feels his way about his mother, that's still his mother. So he really gonna block more like you've been clean. You didn't come see us. He really cares more about Jake. Like Jake he's such a child because when Reg popped up, he was all happy. When he seen his mama, he was all happy. Like people got to remember, Jake has not seen his mother. Jake is what, 18, 19 now? He hasn't seen his mother since he's been little. So honestly, in my opinion, they mother popping up, I really, really don't trust that much. And honestly, I can't wait for Keisha and Tiffany to have these freaking babies. This is more Terra. Be sure to subscribe because I watch almost everything.